Consider the moment in August 2016 when Chase launched the Sapphire Reserve, because this was one of the most consequential product launches in American consumer finance over the past 20 years. For decades before this, the super premium credit card segment, cards charging $400 or more in annual fees in exchange for substantial travel and lifestyle benefits, had been dominated by American Express. The Amex Platinum Card, launched in 1984, was the category-defining product, and for most of the 1990s and 2000s, it was essentially unchallenged by any other U.S. issuer at its price point. Chase made a deliberate strategic decision in 2015 and 2016 to enter that segment aggressively. They designed a metal card, which had a tactile premium product feel most plastic cards lacked. They priced the annual fee at $450, which was below the Amex Platinum's $450 at the time, but was still clearly positioning in the super premium tier. And they put together a benefit.
The product strategy behind the Sapphire Reserve launch was more sophisticated than the public understood at the time, and I want to describe it because it reveals what Chase was really after. Chase had observed that American Express had built a generational relationship with affluent customers through the Platinum Card. Customers who held the card for 15 or 20 years, spent heavily on it, and tended to hold Amex deposit accounts and use Amex services for business travel. That customer relationship was worth far more than the annual fee revenue alone. It generated high interchange fees from the cardholder's spending, it attracted cross-sell opportunities into mortgages and wealth management, and it produced a specific kind of brand loyalty that Chase lacked. The Sapphire Reserve was designed to build an equivalent generational relationship for Chase, specifically targeting millennial and younger Gen X professional travelers who were either already Amex Platinum customers and could be converted, or who had not yet reached the Platinum price point but were on the trajectory to. The 100,000-point sign-up bonus was the recruitment lever, the ultimate rewards ecosystem was the retention lever, and the whole package was designed to capture a customer for a decade or more, not to generate profit in year one. The card has lived up to that strategic intent. Sapphire Reserve cardholders have substantially higher average spending than non-Reserve Chase cardholders. They hold more Chase products on average, and they have longer customer life cycles. The $200 million Q4 2016 charge was a customer acquisition investment, not a product failure. Chase's subsequent decade of affluent customer relationship economics has returned that investment many times over.
From the point economics perspective, the specific feature that makes the Sapphire Reserve different from most premium cards is the Chase Ultimate Rewards ecosystem, and particularly the transfer partner network. And I want to walk through this because it is the difference between getting 1.5 cents per point of value and getting 4 or 5 cents per point of value. Chase Ultimate Rewards points, earned on the Sapphire Reserve at 3 times per dollar on travel and dining and 1 time per dollar on other purchases, can be redeemed in 3 ways. First, through the Chase Travel Portal, where points are worth 1.5 cents each toward any travel purchase. 100,000 points equals $1,500 in travel value through the portal. Second, transferred at a 1-to-1 ratio to one of 13 airline and hotel partners: United Mileage Plus, Southwest Rapid Rewards, Air France KLM Flying Blue, British Airways Executive Club, Virgin Atlantic Flying Club, Iberia Avios, Aer Lingus Air Club, Singapore Airlines KrisFlyer, Emirates Skywards, Air Canada Aeroplan, Hyatt World of Hyatt, Marriott Bonvoy, and IHG One Rewards. Third, redeemed for cashback at 1 cent per point, which is generally the worst option. The transfer partner option is where premium value lives. A premium cabin international flight, say business class from New York to Tokyo, might cost $8,000 in cash or 75,000 to 100,000 points through a transfer partner like Air France Flying Blue or Air Canada Aeroplan, depending on availability and specific routing. At 75,000 points for an $8,000 flight, you are getting approximately 10 cents per point of value, which is extraordinary. Even more modest redemptions like Hyatt hotel rooms in expensive cities can reach 3 to 5 cents per point of value. The sophistication needed to extract this value is not trivial. It requires research, flexibility on dates, and
The annual fee evolution is worth tracing because it shows both Chase's confidence in the product and the inflation pressure on premium card benefits. The Sapphire Reserve launched in August 2016 at a $450 annual fee. Chase held that price for 3.5 years before raising it. In January 2020, the annual fee increased to $550, a 22% increase, and the core benefits remained essentially unchanged, though the product added a DoorDash DashPass membership and a Lyft Pink membership as new benefits. The $550 price held for 4.5 years. In June 2024, Chase raised the annual fee to $795, a 45% increase from $550, and added several new benefits, including expanded DoorDash credits, an enhanced travel booking portal experience, expanded primary rental car insurance, additional Lyft credits, Instacart credits, and a handful of other category-specific benefits.
The 2024 price increase was controversial among existing cardholders because the added benefits are category-specific credits that are valuable to users who actually use the categories, DoorDash, Lyft, Instacart, and are effectively dead weight for users who do not. A cardholder who never uses DoorDash is paying for a benefit worth zero to them. Chase's defense of the structure is that the category credits collectively cover the annual fee increase for active users, which is probably true on average.
The competitive response to the Sapphire Reserve launch has shaped the entire premium card landscape of the past decade, and a consumer evaluating the Sapphire Reserve today should understand the three-way competition that now exists among Chase, American Express, and Capital One. American Express Platinum, the category's original, raised its annual fee from $450 to $550 in 2017 after the Sapphire Reserve launch, and from $550 to $695 in 2021, with a further refresh rumored to be coming. The Platinum's current value proposition focuses on an extensive airport lounge network, including Amex's own Centurion lounges, which many travelers consider the best in the industry, substantial category credits, including Uber, Equinox, and a rotating selection of streaming services, and access to the Amex Fine Hotels and Resorts booking program that provides premium hotel benefits. For a frequent traveler who values lounge access specifically, and who travels primarily on Delta or in markets where Centurion lounges are located, the Amex Platinum can be the stronger product. Capital One Venture X launched in November 2021 at a $395 annual fee with a sharply different value proposition. The Venture X offers a $300 Capital One travel credit, 10,000 bonus miles on the card anniversary worth at least $100, priority pass lounge access plus Capital One's own Capital One lounges, which have been expanding rapidly, and 2 mile per dollar earning on all purchases. The annual fee is substantially lower, and the benefits are meaningful for moderate travelers. The Venture X has become the go-to choice for travelers who want premium travel benefits at a price point below the $695 Platinum and $795 Reserve. The practical consequence for a consumer evaluating today is that there are 3 legitimate premium cards covering different price points and benefit structures, and the right choice depends substantially on the traveler's specific patterns, which airlines they fly, which lounges they frequent, and how much they value transfer partner redemptions versus category credits.
The honest issuer economics behind premium cards are worth explaining because they clarify why these products exist and what Chase is actually optimizing for. A credit card has 4 primary revenue streams for the issuer. First, interchange fees, the percentage of each transaction the merchant pays to the issuer, typically 2 to 3% on premium card transactions. Second, the annual fee, paid directly by the cardholder. Third, interest on revolving balances for cardholders who carry debt, which Sapphire Reserve cardholders generally do not. Fourth, foreign exchange fees. The Sapphire Reserve waives these, which is a benefit to the cardholder and a cost to Chase. For a Sapphire Reserve cardholder who spends $80,000 per year on the card and pays the $795 annual fee, Chase's revenue is approximately $2,400 in interchange on the $80,000 of spend, plus the $795 annual fee, totaling roughly $3,200 per year. Chase's costs include the benefits the cardholder actually uses. Airport lounges cost Chase roughly $30 to $50 per visit, reimbursed to Priority Pass and other lounge networks. The $300 travel credit is essentially a $300 cost. The DoorDash and Lyft credits cost Chase roughly their face value. Points redeemed by the cardholder cost Chase approximately the value of those points. A heavy user of all benefits might consume $2,000 to $2,500 per year in costs, producing a modest net margin to Chase. A light user of benefits might consume only $500 to $800 per year in costs, producing
Here is the honest math from the consumer side, because in my planning practice, this is the question I most commonly get asked about premium cards, and the answer genuinely depends on the household. A heavy traveler household with $80,000 to $150,000 of annual spending on the card, who travels 6 to 10 times per year for work or leisure, who uses Priority Pass lounge access regularly, who maximizes the $300 travel credit, who uses the DoorDash and Lyft credits, and who redeems Ultimate Rewards points through transfer partners for premium cabin international flights, can easily extract $4,000 to $8,000 in annual value from the card. Net of the $795 annual fee, that household is 5 to 10x net positive every year, and the card is clearly worth it. A moderate traveler household with $30,000 to $50,000 of annual spending on the card, who travels 3 to 5 times per year, who uses lounge access occasionally, who uses the travel credit and most but not all category credits, and who redeems points for cashback or the travel portal rather than transfer partners, might extract $1,500 to $2,500 in annual value. Net of $795, that household is 1 to 2x net positive, and the card is a reasonable but not obviously superior choice. A light traveler household with $15,000 to $2,500 $4,000 of annual spending on the card, who travels 1 to 2 times per year, who rarely uses lounge access, who uses some but not all category credits, and who redeems points simply through the Chase portal might extract $800 to $1,500 in annual value. Net of $795, this household is close to break even and is probably better served by the Sapphire Preferred at a $95 annual fee, which offers reduced but still meaningful benefits. The key point is that the $795 Sapphire Reserve is not universally a good card. It is an excellent card for the right household, an okay card for a moderate household, and a poor choice for a household that does not travel enough or spend enough to fully utilize the benefits. The math is not hidden. It is simply a function of specific spending patterns.
My advice, if you are sitting at home wondering whether to apply for the Sapphire Reserve at $795, is to do the math for your actual household before you make the decision. Pull out your last 12 months of credit card statements. Categorize the spending into travel, dining, and other. Add up how many nights you spent in hotels and how many flights you took. Count how often you would have used an airport lounge if one had been available. Estimate how much value you would extract from each of the card's specific benefits: the $300 travel credit, the DoorDash credit, the Lyft Pink membership, Priority Pass lounge access, global entry reimbursement, the sign-up bonus of approximately 60,000 to 100,000 points, depending on current promotion. If that total extractable value exceeds $1,200 per year, the card is probably worth the $795 fee. If it falls between $800 and $1,200, the card is marginal, and the Sapphire Preferred at $95 may be a better choice. If your extractable value is under $800, skip the Sapphire Reserve entirely. This is not a product for everyone. It is an excellent product for the specific people whose travel and spending patterns justify it, and it is an expensive product for the specific people whose patterns do not. There is nothing morally wrong with either the card or the people who choose it or pass on it. The financial decision is simply a function of your household's actual spending, not of any status signal the card might carry. If you decide to apply, use the card for the benefits you will actually use, and make sure you redeem your ultimate rewards points through the transfer partner strategy Lena described, rather than through the lower value cashback option. If you decide to pass, do not feel that you are missing out on some exclusive club. You are just making the right financial decision for your household. Both choices are legitimate. The math is the guide.